Okay, at this time, I want to introduce one of my students, my eighth grade student, who this is her first year in the country. And when she first got here, she was very shy, would not say a word. She didn't know anybody, she didn't have any friends. Everything was foreign to her culture, language. Um, we got the iPads in October, and within a month, 1 month, we had already gotten into the beginnings of having academic conversations, and all of this is going on throughout the school. It's happening in English classes. It's happening in social studies classes. They're having these academic conversations, and my student, of course, they want to be a part of it. So starting with learning it in my ESL class and then implementing using the iPads and making friends, learning from each other. And all my kids are from different backgrounds. So it's not like she had someone that was from her place. These are people from all over the world. So about a month into it, we were in English class, eighth grade English class, where these are students her age who have been here all their life, starting to have an academic conversation. We were doing a lesson in English class on dystopia versus utopia, and we were reading about The Giver. And the students had to get into groups, and they had to have a conversation. And this was the first time, after a month of using the iPads, that my student, who's sitting with me now, was able to join in the conversation with peers at her age, and was able to grab her iPad, or it was the Chromebook, I think, right? And she was able to tell her peers, well, I know dystopia. You're all just reading about it, right?
Sure.
But I know dystopia, and let me show you where my family's from. And I'm going to let my student talk about her experience about that, how she was able to enter a conversation with children who are her own age that are American and she's not, and how she was able to express herself.
I used to show how I lived all my life in not even Syria but Sudan, and a little bit shocking for me how my family or the people that I'm from, how they live. And yeah.
So you wanted to show your peers or your other
Yeah.
classmates what you really saw, and this is what you brought up. Do you remember their reaction?
They did, first of all, half of, most of them, 90% have died from the war that is happening right now.
Mm-hmm. The students, do you remember how they reacted when they saw these pictures and when you said to them, this is where my family's from?
Yeah, they couldn't talk because it's actually, it hurts sometimes.
It was shocking to them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I remember watching the group, every single eye was on you. Remember that? How did you feel, though, knowing that I know this is like personal to share, right?
Yeah.
So you felt that you were able, or you felt comfortable enough with other students that you were able to share that I lived this, I've seen this, my family has died from this. And how did that make you feel? Like, what made you, you felt like you could share? Do you know what I mean? Do you feel that a lot of the learning that we've had in ESL and the iPads have helped you do that?
Yeah, so I think I shared it because I felt comfortable to tell how my parents or my grandparents had to live, and how my other parents from Syria, how they live there,
Mm-hmm.
how they suffer.
Mm-hmm. Was it important for you to let kids know here in Charlotte at J.M. Robinson that you were the teacher for a few minutes? Did that make you feel important?
So yeah, I can tell.
And they listened to you.
Yeah, they did.
Do you remember what I said in that circle? What I said to the other students?
Like you said that, right? Like they are living in heaven, but they can't like know it, but because they never saw such places like that.
And do you remember what I said? I said, here's a real life, real experienced person.
Exactly.
And that was you.
How did that make you feel as a teacher? What you were talking to me about this yesterday, and we wanted to capture this with you here. What did it mean to you to have her do that?
That's the teaching moment where you go, ah, like, you have that aha moment. And I think you saw that on me too.
Yeah.
I was so proud of you. And just knowing how far you came in 1 month and you felt comfortable enough to just get in there with your peers and be like, oh yeah, guys, I've lived this,
Sure.
But also happy for the other students who aren't ESL students that they were captivated. Because she was like, I live this. This is what happened with my family. Knowing that they had a real life, real world example. And I'm thinking, how much more Common Core can you get right now being in a co-taught class, learning about history, learning about dystopia, and having a real world experience coming from a peer, not an adult walking in the room going, I was here and I was there. Coming from a kid your own age and learning about that, that's it. That was a moment of like, I knew this is where I belong.
Did you know that she felt that way?
No, but yeah, kind of.
Do you know how much I care about you?
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.